Hello, this is Binni here. Now this video is about NIO, how I traded NIO. If you were to look at the wash and rinse signal here, then if you have gone in on a wash and rinse signal, this would be 100% return on NIO, but I didn't. Mine was about a 50+% return on NIO. But I just want to highlight that actually after a wash and rinse signal, you can just look out for additional signals and you can just easily get substantial performance. Now first, let me just share about what it's NIO doing and why is it moving quite well recently. Because NIO launched the ES8, which is a luxurious car, and the market really likes it. I mean, I myself love the ES8 design. And of course, then with the Novo L90, that was also a hit. And also various brokers upgraded the target price of NIO. And that really burst the price of NIO upwards. But if you were to take a look at the long-term chart, I'm right now at the weekly chart, and I really love to catch a reversal trade with using the weekly chart. But if you were to take a look at the weekly chart, then the long-term trend of NIO, it's still down. However, there might be a possibility that NIO could be building up a base here. And if it can clear this level, which is approximately about 780, that could suggest a base building and then a potential reversal in NIO. Right, but what I like to talk about is that how to catch NIO at around here. Again, that this is a wash and rinse signal. If you want to know more about wash and rinse, you can refer to the video I'm posted down here. All right, and you can click on the link to the top right. And when you see a green color arrow, the green cross or arrow, this means a buy signal, and a red down arrow or red cross, this means a sell signal. All right, it doesn't really matter for me whether it is arrow or crossed. What matters would be the color. Green, it's a bullish signal. That's a bullish signal here, and red would be a bearish signal. I really like to use a weekly chart. That means the second tip is that if you can use a weekly chart to spot that wash and rinse, because it does gives a very less noisy signal, and especially if you're catching a reversal. So what I did was that I saw NIO printing a bullish signal here. That caught my attention because all along NIO was really on a downtrend. But again, that this wash and rinse signal happened when it was near to a historical low point here. That was a previous wash and rinse signal, and it did very well. NIO burst up, and that's another wash and rinse signal here, and then NIO burst up right now. So I saw that wash and rinse signal around here, and I start to monitor NIO. But most important would be what I call as the wash line. Again, if you want to know about the wash line, do refer to the video I mentioned earlier, because I mentioned how to create the wash line. So this is a wash line that's being drawn, and if price is to close below this wash line, that would essentially mean bearish wash and rinse, and that's a sell signal for me. But if price doesn't close below the wash line, which means that price doesn't trade below, which is this number here, 4.44 for NIO at that point of time, then that means that price isn't moving down yet. So what I did was to go to the day chart, and of course using the weekly wash line as a reference. That means as long as it doesn't trade below, and as long as around here I can find buy signal, then that would be my buy entry, and my stop loss would be if price is to trade below the 4.44, and that is the sell wash line at that point of time. So if I were to roll back, and let me just do a little bit of a playback before it moved higher. The playback is here, okay, and I just switch that into the day chart. So this is where you start to get that bullish signal from the day chart. Again, focus on the color. Okay, so I'm just going to do the playback again. So that's another one more bullish signal here, which is also based on wash and rinse, and that's another one more bullish signal here, right? Now, how do I know that it's a bullish signal? I just have to focus on the color. So that's green, green, and green. And my entry was 2 points, 2 levels. One was around here and second one was around here. And you can see how well that price burst up because of various good news. That's essentially craft my entry, because as long as price doesn't close below this weak wash line, it doesn't hit my stop loss, then it has to move somewhere, right? And eventually it moved higher. So what I did as a summary is that I didn't manage to get into NEO at this lowest point here. I didn't, but I waited for that bullish wash and rinse to happen in the weekly chart and then re-enter the trade in the daily time frame. Again, what am I watching right now, right? Since I'm into NEO and then NEO moved up so nicely, what I do not want to see is a bearish wash and rinse. That means that I don't want to see that bearish signal comes in. First, we'll have to observe for the bearish signal in day chart, and then later on, if it happens on the week chart, that means I have to exit my position. And this is how I plan my trade, and it's just using wash and rinse and just using the wash line. All right, now I hope that this video is useful. Now, if you do want to know more about wash and rinse, I've created an ebook and you can download that ebook. And also, if you can refer to this link, because I do hold quite a lot of free webinars where I talk about the trades I'm doing and the techniques I'm using. So you can go and register in this link here so that you can be notified of future webinar to come. All right, I hope that this video is useful to you, and if you like me to explain certain concepts, to let me know. But mainly I explain 2 concepts that I'm using, purely what I'm using and what I've created. One would be wash and rinse, and the other one is tag, which is how to use measurements to identify trend and key levels that the market doesn't know. Basically, these are algo driven levels. All right, thanks a lot, and I see you in my next video. These are trades which are done by myself or my students using the Alien Wash strategy. Join our community and take advantage of our 6 times a week training lessons, automated trade signals, and live trading sessions with our experienced alien traders. And for a limited time, we are offering a 100% full cashback offer on our course fee. That's right, you can learn our strategy risk-free. Over 1,000 students have already taken advantage of this offer and seen success. Visit this website now to learn more and join our community.